Hi everyone, Rana Sir is here. Welcome to our Rana Sir educational channel. Today I will talk on a topic whose name is energy, that is Urja. On this topic I will solve some numericals which is based on this topic, yeah, which are based on this topic. That is here. I will apply the concept energy in the numerical, and then I will evaluate the question which is based on energy, that is urja. Therefore you concentrate on this live video to understand its concept. Also during the solution of the question I will also explain the concept of energy, and then I will apply the concept of energy in the numerical to get the solution of the requirement of the question. Okay student, so you concentrate here positively to know all informations of energy and how the application of energy will be done in the numerical. Okay, so you concentrate here from starting to end to understand its concept, how its concept will be applied in the numerical. Okay student, so simultaneously you also like this live video and also you share this live video with your colleagues, friends and students, so that they can also improve, that is update and develop their knowledge on this topic. Simultaneously you also subscribe this educational channel more and more. Now here one additional information I am going to tell you, and you have to follow it positively. Information maybe more than one. First of all, you have to take one notebook and one pen, and then you have to sit at your location positively, properly and safely to write all data which are available on the blackboard, and also those informations which are spoken by me. So you concentrate here positively. I am going to explain the concept of energy, and then I will apply the concept of energy in the numerical. Okay, now first of all I am going to draw the diagram of the question, and then I will write the appropriate question with respect to numerical, and then I will use the concept of energy to solve the requirement of the question. Okay student, suppose that here I am going to take one object that is available as OBJECT. This is one object, and this object is available at a height from the earth. So I will say this is the earth. So earth is also I have hashed in the form, in this form. So this diagram is the diagram of earth, EARTH, earth. Now this object is available 45 meter from the ground. From the ground means from the earth. So this distance is given in the numerical, that is 45 meter, 45 meter in height. Now that object is drawn from the top of this tower, from the top of this tower to the ground. So if this object will come, on the ground, that is on the earth, so what will be the energy when that object will reach at the ground? So what will be the kinetic energy when this object will reach on the ground? So in this case, if that object is not fall down, so its velocity will be 0. Its initial velocity will be 0 meter per second, because this object is available at 45 meter height and that object is not moving. It means that that object is in the form of rest. So in this case, initial velocity of that object will be 0. Now, when that object, yeah, soon object already pushed, and after pushing it is falling, and after falling before reaching the ground, what will be its kinetic energy? Now kinetic energy is also represented with k, so that kinetic energy I will calculate. So here we have to find the information of the velocity, because this object is available at rest when u is equal to 0. In this case, I will use the concept, that is third equation of motion. So initial velocity I will substitute there, and after substituting I will get the value of v, and I know kinetic energy is equal to 1 by 2 mass into velocity of that object. So velocity I will calculate from that equation, and then I will substitute there, and after substituting I will get the value of kinetic energy. Now first of all, here I am explaining kinetic energy. So first of all I will explain what is the concept of energy. So in the case of energy, I will say according to Albert Einstein, Albert Einstein, according to Albert Einstein, energy is defined by the formula E is equal to mc square. Each and every student is knowing about, every students are knowing about the value of c, that is the velocity of the light in vacuum, and its value is also written here 10 into 3 into 10 to the power 8, 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and it is the velocity of light in vacuum. The velocity of light, velocity of light in vacuum. This is the velocity of light in vacuum. So c is known as velocity of light in vacuum, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Okay, now if I will take any object, so that object will have mass. So this is a fixed value, and this is also a fixed value, because this value is 3 into 10 to the power 8. So I will put its square, so I will get a value, and when multiplication up to fixed value, that will be also a fixed value. It means that energy is constant. It means that here I will say there is no change in energy in the universe. In other words, according to Albert Einstein, I can say energy cannot be created, cannot be destroyed, only converted from one form to another form. It means that I have authority to convert energy one form to another form, but there is no authority for creation of energy or destroy of energy. So positively you have imagine it, imaging on it, and then you will observe given statement is true, given statement is totally true. Okay, so you have to follow and you have to utilize in your daily life. Okay, so this is the concept of energy. E is equal to mc square, but due to the explosion of the any particle, any explosions of any molecules, that will loss in mass, but energy will also change. In that case, I can write delta E, which is equal to delta m into c square. This is also the energy, but due to explosion, mass of that object will change. So mass will change, it means that energy will change. So delta E, which is equal to delta m into c square. Okay, now further I will say energy has unit joule, and its another unit will be erg, because already a day before yesterday already I have defined the concept of uh, n, that is 1 Newton, which is equal to 10 to the power 7 erg. So its unit will be also in erg, that is in CGS system. But in MK system, I have to write its unit will be joule. Or in other words, we can say that Newton meter. Both unit can be considered. This is considered in SI system, but this will be in MK system. But in CS system, I will say that will be in erg. Okay. So I hope that concept of energy I have already discussed here, and in yesterday class I have already discussed with you, because here I am going to solve numerical with the help of this concept is the form of energy, because energy is also divided into two parts. One is the kinetic energy. Due if any object which is moving, that is a object which has movement, it means that that object will have kinetic energy, and that kinetic energy is defined as 1 by 2 mv square. Okay. Now if any due to position of any object, I will say that object will also have energy, but that energy will be potential energy due to the position. Okay. So the concept of energy I have described here, but here I am going to solve one numerical. That numerical is available from the earth surface at 45 meter above, and that object is at rest. It means that initial velocity of that object will be 0. Now after some time that object is falling to the ground. Before reaching to the ground, what will be its kinetic energy? This is the question. Okay, what is the kinetic energy? So first of all we have to calculate the mass of object. Now mass of object I am here giving, that is m is equal to 2 kg. So this object has mass 2 kg, and it is situated from the earth above 45 So we have to get velocity. With what velocity that object will reach to the ground. So that velocity can be obtained by using the equation of motion, third equation of motion. That is third equation of motion. I know v square is equal to u square plus 2as. S is also distance. So if object will move horizontally, so I will consider x, but object will move vertically, so I will say that is h, because 25 meter is given. That is yes, h is also equal to yes. So all these informations which are available in the diagram, so all those information I will write systematically in the question, and then I will solve that question according to the concept of energy. So energy has two forms. Yeah, energy is divided into two parts. One is the kinetic energy and other is the potential energy. Kinetic energy, a object which have movement, so that object will have kinetic energy, and that kinetic energy is defined as 1 by 2 mv square. And potential energy due to position, if object is available due to position from the earth, so I will say that that object will have a potential energy, and that potential energy is also known as by the formula mgh. M is the mass of the object, g is the gravity, and h is the height from the earth. Okay, so all those information I will substitute in the numerical in the formula, and then we will simplify. After simplify I will get its result. Okay student, so further I am going to erase written informations, and then I will write the appropriate question, and then I will give the appropriate solution of the written diagram, drawn diagram. Okay, so you stay here positively, and then you understand how this question will be solved. Okay, first of all I will say calculate the kinetic energy of the given diagram, of the drawn diagram, of the shown diagram. Calculate the kinetic energy kinetic energy of the drawn diagram where mass of the object is 2 kg and that object is situated at height 45 meter above from the ground. Above from the ground. Ground या earth. Above from the ground or earth. When object is at rest, when object is at rest, then its initial velocity will be 0. Then its initial velocity will be 0. Okay, so all the informations which are given in the diagram I have already written in the sentence. That is, we have to calculate the kinetic energy of the drawn figure. It means that in this drawn figure I have shown here, this is a earth. From this earth 45 meter will be above. It means that this is a tower. So tower height is 45 meter, and on that top of the tower that object is available there. Now the mass of that object is given here 2 kilogram, means 2 kg, and when object is not falling down, so its initial velocity will be 0. Already I have mentioned there. Now after some time, due to some reason, this object is falling down, so it will have a velocity, and that velocity, due to that velocity, that object will move from the top of the tower to the earth, that is ground, bottom of the tower. So what will be the kinetic energy of that object? So we have to calculate that one. Okay, now I know according to energy. So scientist Albert Einstein gave a formula, that is E is equal to mc square, where m is the mass of the object and c is the light velocity of the light in vacuum, and its value is also a fixed value, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Now when mass, if any object which is available, so mass of that object is fixed and velocity is also fixed. It means that if I will multiply two quantity, and both quantity, both physical quantity will have constant value, so multiplication will be also a constant value. It means that energy of that system will be constant. It means that there is no change in energy. It means that he has given one concept, that is, he means Albert Einstein, he gave one concept, means energy cannot be created. It means that energy is available in the universe, but energy cannot be created only and also cannot be destroyed. Only I have authority to convert energy from one form to another form. So this is the requirement, and this is the general instruction which is given by the Albert Einstein. Means energy is already available in the environment, yeah, in the universe, but there is no change in energy. Only we have to convert energy from one state to another state. This is the authority. So here this object is available from the earth to the top of the tower. The height of the tower is given here 45 meter. Now when that object is available at the top of the tower, so its initial velocity will be 0 because there is no movement in the object. Now after some time, if due to any force that object is fall down from the top of the tower to the bottom of the tower or on the earth, so that object will have a velocity. With that velocity, that object will fall down. So we have to calculate the kinetic energy of that object. So due to energy is also divided into two parts. One is the kinetic energy and other is the potential energy. Kinetic energy, if object will have movement, so in that object there is existing kinetic energy, and that kinetic energy can be calculated by using the concept 1 by 2 m v square, where m is the mass of the object and v is the velocity of the object. Means that velocity, that object will move with a velocity, so that velocity I will use there, and after using, so I will calculate value, and that will be the kinetic energy. Now potential energy, if any object which is available, yeah, which is situated at any height from the ground, due to position, that object will have a energy, and that energy is called, yeah, such type of energy I will say that is the potential energy. So both energy can be calculated, but in this case, in the written question, only we have to calculate kinetic energy. Okay, so that concept I will use, yeah, those informations I will use to calculate the kinetic energy of the drawn diagram. Okay, so first of all I will erase this written question, and then I will give its appropriate solution, because all information of written question already available in the diagram. So first of all I will erase it, and after erasing I will give the appropriate solution of the given, yeah, written question. Okay, and its informations are already available in the diagram. Okay student, so thank you for watching this live video, and all these informations, student who are reading in CBSE board or student who are reading in English medium, those students can understand written information and also its diagram clearly, and what is the procedure and how we can get its solution, they can easily understand. Okay, now all these informations I will also translate into Hindi, so students who are reading in Hindi medium, those students can also understand its concept clearly. Okay, our students who are reading in UP board, those students can also understand its concept clearly. Okay, so first of all मैं कहूँगा कि एनर्जी को हिंदी में ऊर्जा के नाम से जानते हैं, लेकिन हम जानते हैं ऊर्जा को हम दो पार्ट में डिवाइड करते हैं। एक जो होता है वर्क होता है, दूसरा जो होता है हीट होता है। हीट का मतलब उष्मा होता है। तो उन कंसेप्ट को हम एक्सप्लेन करेंगे, लेकिन हम ऊर्जा को कैलकुलेट करने के लिए हम एक्सप्लेन करेंगे कि एक साइंटिस्ट एल्बर्ट आइंस्टीन थे, उन्होंने एनर्जी के बारे में उन्होंने एक फार्मूला डिराइव किए थे कि E = mc²। उन्होंने एक फार्मूला डिराइव किए थे कि E = mc², जहां पर C जो होता है वह एक कांस्टेंट वैल्यू होता है, और वो जो होता है प्रकाश के लाइट का वेग होता है, और वो प्रकाश के लाइट का वेग जो होता है 3 × 10⁸ मीटर/सेकेंड होता है। तो ये टर्म जो होता है हमारा कांस्टेंट होगा, लेकिन कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट होगा, कोई भी वस्तु होगा, ऑब्जेक्ट को हम वस्तु के नाम से जानते हैं, अगर उस वस्तु का भी अगर उस वेट देखेंगे, उस वस्तु का मास देखेंगे, द्रव्यमान देखेंगे, वो भी एक कांस्टेंट है। तो कांस्टेंट में कांस्टेंट से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो वो क्या होगा, कांस्टेंट हो जाएगा। तो कांस्टेंट हो जाएगा, इसका मतलब एनर्जी जो होता है कांस्टेंट होगा। इसका मतलब यूनिवर्स में अगर टोटल मास का सम लेंगे और वो लाइट के वेग से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, उसके स्क्वायर से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, तो हमें कांस्टेंट वैल्यू आता है। इसका मीनिंग ये निकलता है कि यूनिवर्स में जितने भी ऑब्जेक्ट है, उस ऑब्जेक्ट का मास एनर्जी जो होता है कांस्टेंट होगा। अगर सभी मास को ऐड करेंगे और उसको सी के स्क्वायर के वैल्यू से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो हमें एक कांस्टेंट वैल्यू मिलेगा। इसका मीनिंग यह होता है यूनिवर्स में एनर्जी क्या होगा, कांस्टेंट फिक्स रहेगा, उसमें किसी तरह का चेंज बदलाव नहीं होगा। इसी तरीके से उन्होंने एक जनरल स्टेटमेंट बताया कि एनर्जी कैन नॉट बी क्रिएटेड, मतलब एनर्जी को क्रिएट नहीं किया जा सकता है। एनर्जी कैन नॉट बी डिस्ट्रॉय, एनर्जी को नाश भी नहीं किया जा सकता है। एनर्जी का मीनिंग होता है ऊर्जा, ऊर्जा को नाश भी नहीं किया जा सकता है, ऊर्जा को क्रिएट भी नहीं किया जा सकता है, बट कैन बी कन्वर्टेड फ्रॉम वन फॉर्म टू अनदर फॉर्म। ओनली कन्वर्टेड फ्रॉम वन फॉर्म टू अनदर फॉर्म, केवल एक फॉर्म से दूसरे फॉर्म में हम उसको क्या कर सकते हैं, बदल सकते हैं। दिस इंफॉर्मेशन विच इज गिवन बाय द एल्बर्ट आइंस्टीन, सो वी हैव टू फॉलो इट and you have to utilize in our daily life. Okay, now further I will say, मैंने आगे हम कहेंगे कि एनर्जी को, ऊर्जा को दो पार्ट में डिवाइड किया गया है। एक जो होता है काइनेटिक एनर्जी होता है, जब कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट मूव करता है तो उस ऑब्जेक्ट में या उस वस्तु में जो होता है, जो ऊर्जा होता है, वह ऊर्जा काइनेटिक एनर्जी, मतलब इसका हिंदी होता है गतिज ऊर्जा होता है। लेकिन ड्यू टू पोजीशन, स्थिति के कारण जो होता है, जो एनर्जी होता है वस्तु में, वह जो उस एनर्जी को हम पोटेंशियल एनर्जी कहते हैं और हिंदी में स्थितिज ऊर्जा के नाम से जानते हैं। तो काइनेटिक एनर्जी को 1/2mv² के नाम से के फार्मूला से हम उसको सॉल्व करेंगे, और पोटेंशियल एनर्जी जिसको स्थितिज ऊर्जा कहते हैं वह यू से रिप्रेजेंट किया जाता है, वह mgh होता है। m जो होता है मास ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट होता है, g जो होता है ग्रेविटी होता है, इसका वैल्यू जो होता है हम 9.8 मीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर लेंगे, या प्रॉब्लम या न्यूमेरिकल को इजी बनाने के लिए 10 मीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर भी ले सकते हैं। और h जो होता है अकॉर्डिंग टू न्यूमेरिकल जो होता है उसका इंफॉर्मेशन दिया जाएगा, वो वेरिएबल है, वो वेरी करेगा, वो न्यूमेरिकल में जितना कहा जाएगा उतना हम लेकर अपने क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करेंगे। ओके स्टूडेंट, सो यू कंसंट्रेट हियर, नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू इरेज these written informations, and after erasing this written information I will get the kinetic energy of the shown figure. Okay students, so you concentrate here, I am going to give its proper solution, and you have to also use this concept in another question to get the kinetic energy and also potential energy. So first of all here I will write solution. In the case of solution I will write given that so in given that I will say initial velocity of the object will be 0 meter per second, and mass of object is given 2 kg, and also height means distance of that object is given here 45 meter. Now all are in same unit, that is in MK system, so there is no change for unit conversion. Okay, so I will not use to change unit. Okay, so we have to get kinetic energy. I know the formula of kinetic energy here in the question given that find the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy K, kinetic energy. So here K I can write here, K is the kinetic energy of the object. Kinetic energy of the object. So this is the information, and we have to take its meaning clearly. Okay, so now first of all I have to get information that is kinetic energy is also written as like this, K which is equal to 1/2 mv². Now mass of the object is already available here too, but velocity of the object is not available, because initial velocity of the object is 0 and we need final velocity, because this object will move from initial to ground. So we have to get velocity when that object will reach to the ground. So that I have to use equation of motion. There are three equation of motion. So first equation of motion, I know v is equal to u plus at, and second is the s is equal to ut plus half at square, and third will be h. V square is equal to u square plus 2as. Now if object will move horizontally, so I will use s, that is distance, displacement. But in the case distance, but in the if object will move along the y-axis, so I will say s will change in h. Okay, so according to third equation of motion, I will write concept, and then from there I will get the value of v, and then I will evaluate the value of v, and then I will substitute in this formula. I will say this is the equation number 1, and after substituting in equation number 1, and then I will simplify. After simplify, I will get a value, and that value will be the value of kinetic energy, and which is required in the numerical. Okay, so this concept I will follow to evaluate its solution. Okay, now first of all I am going to write so all these informations which are available in the question. Okay, so positively you write in your notebook for further revision. Now I will erase it, and after erasing I will give its appropriate solution. First step, I have to get to find the value of v, because if I will know value of v, so I will substitute in this, because the mass of the object is also available here 2 kg. Now we have to get the value of v. So value of v can be obtained by the third equation of motion. So third equation of motion, each and every students are knowing, that is v square is equal to u square plus 2as, but in the place of s I have to put there h, because the value of h is also given here 45 meter. Okay, so further I am going to erase it. After erasing I will get its value. So here positively I will write according to third equation of motion, ACCORDING, according to third equation of motion. Here I will say v square is equal to u square plus 2as, but in the place of s I have to substitute h, because it is movement along the y-axis. So here I will put h. Okay, student, if you have any doubt, so you write your doubt point in the comment section positively, and then you send, and after sending I will receive your comment, and then I will read properly. After reading properly, I will give the appropriate solution of your question in detail. Okay, student, and if you are understanding all these informations clearly, so you like this live video, and then you also share this live video with your colleagues, friends and students, so that they can also update their knowledge on this topic, and simultaneously you also subscribe this education channel more and more. You have to follow all these informations positively. Okay, now if object is at rest, that is object is not falling, so initial velocity will be 0. So I will put here in the place of initial velocity, that is 0 whole square plus 2ah. So value of h, that is also given here 45 meter. So I will put here 45 meter. Okay, now further I will evaluate its value, that is v square which is equal to 2a into 45. It means that further I will simplify, means 45 into 2, that will be 90 into a. Okay, student, so here v square is equal to 90 into a. Now a is the acceleration of the object, because with a certain acceleration that object is going downward. So in this case I will say the value of acceleration, that is gravity, that is written as 9.8 meter per second square. But due to the easy calculation I have to substitute the value of a, that is value of a, which is equal to 10 meter per second square, because 9.8 which is equivalent to 10 meter per second square. So I will consider the value of a which is equal to 10. So here I can write this one. So v square which is equal to 900, 90 into 10, that will be 900 meter per second square. So I will write it after it sometime. So after this I can take its square root. So 2 will go out in the right hand side, so I will put in the square root like this. So there is v which is equal to 900. Now I will take its square root. After taking its square root I can put it is the square root of 30. It is the square root of 30 meter per second. Okay, so this object is moving with velocity v which is equal to, here I will write velocity of that object is v is equal to 30 meter per second. With this velocity that object is moving downward. Now I have to calculate kinetic energy of that object, because that object will move on, that object will reach at the ground. So due to velocity, that object will have a kinetic energy, and kinetic energy can be calculated by the formula k is equal to 1 by 2 mass into velocity square. So kinetic energy I can write formula that k which is equal to 1 by 2 m v square. This is the kinetic energy. So kinetic energy, so m is the mass of the object and v is the velocity of the object. With that velocity that object is moving from rest to the ending point. Okay, so this is the required way to calculate the velocity of the object. Okay, so velocity of the object I have calculated here. First now in second step I will use the formula for calculating the kinetic energy. Okay, so this is the required way to calculate the value of v. Okay student, so positively you write all this information on your notebook for further revision. Okay, this is the important question, how you have to apply the concept of kinetic energy in numerical. If you will understand this question, so other question you can solve. Okay, because this is the required way, all informations are available here. Okay, now first of all above data I will erase, and after erasing I will find the kinetic energy. In step 2 I will say kinetic energy can be written as 1 by 2 m v square. So here I will say 1 by 2 mass of the object is already given 2 kg. So I will substitute here 2 kg. Now the value of v is available here 30. So I will put 30. Here is square is available. I will put here square. Okay. Now further I will simplify these 2 on the 2 on the will cancel out, and after cancelling I will say 1 into 30 whole square. Okay, now I will simplify. It means that 1 into this, that will be same quantity. It means 3 3 ja 9, that will be 900 joule. Okay, so kinetic energy I have got here 900 joule. This is the answer of the written question, and this is the requirement in the question. Okay, so kinetic energy can be calculated here. Kinetic energy can be also written as ke. K stands for kinetic and E stands for energy. So kinetic energy. So here I will say kinetic energy kinetic energy that is written as kinetic energy is equal to 900 joule, or in other words we can also write 900 newton meter. So this is the required way to calculate the kinetic energy of this object. Now this object is situated from the earth 45 meters above of the on the tower, and when that object is moving, so it will have velocity 30 meters per second. So we have to calculate kinetic energy. I know that is 1 by 2 m v square. M is the mass of the object and v is the velocity of the object. With that velocity, that object is moving stationary point to the ground. Okay, so this is the required way, and this is the procedure to evaluate the solution of the question. Means kinetic energy which is equal to 1 by 2 m v square. So kinetic energy can be written like this: kinetic energy, K stands for kinetic, E stands for energy, which is equal to 1 by 2 m v square. So here in this formula I have substituted the value of m and also value of v from the given information, and then I have evaluated that. I have simplified. After simplified, I have got a value that is 900 joule. This is the value of kinetic energy. Okay, student. I hope that all information of this question you have known properly. Okay, if you have known all information properly, so you like this live video, and also you share this live video with colleagues, friends and students, so that they can also update, that is improve their knowledge on this topic. And if you have any doubt, yeah, any query, yeah, any issue related to this topic, so you write, yeah, type your information in the comment section positively, and then you send. And after looking your comment, then I will study properly, and after studying I will also give the appropriate solution of your question in detail. Okay, students, so you have to follow all these informations positively. Okay, now first of all I will erase drawn diagram and also its solution, and then I will write another question, and then I will apply in second question the concept of energy to evaluate the requirement of kinetic energy. Okay, so first of all I will erase it, and after erasing I will give its solution. Okay, so first of all I am going to erase its diagram, because the second question also having diagram. So first of all I am going to erasing it, and after erasing I will give the diagram, and then I will evaluate the requirement information of the question. Now here there is a bullet. Now here I am saying this is a bullet. Now it has mass, suppose that 0.025 kg. Okay, this is in MK system. Now there is a bag, sand bag. In bag there is a sand. There is a sand bag. So due to that bullet is moving with velocity, suppose that 6 meters per second along towards the sandbag. So after some instant of time, that bullet will collide with the sandbag, with this sandbag. Now here I am saying this is the sand bag. This bag filled with sand. Now it is moving with the velocity 6 meters per second towards the sandbag, and after some time it is inserting inside the sandbag, and after some time it is stopped inside the sandbag. Okay, so mass of this sandbag the mass of sandbag is not known. That is because this sandbag, suppose that this sandbag has mass m2. Here I am considering its value is suppose that 1.075 kg. Yeah, in other words, we can say that 2 point, yeah, 4.075 kg. Okay, so this is a bag and this bag has sand. So total mass of sand and sand bag is 4.075 kg. Okay, now in this case we have to calculate the loss of kinetic energy. We have to calculate the loss of kinetic energy. So here I will draw a separation. So before I will calculate the momentum of the bullet, and then I will also calculate after the collision of bullet with sandbag momentum. So according to law of conservation of linear momentum, I will say, so initial momentum and final momentum both will be same. This is the concept of law of conservation of linear momentum. So final velocity I will calculate, and with that velocity I will also calculate kinetic energy of the bullet at initial velocity, and also kinetic energy of sandbag with bullet. That will be the final velocity. So I will take the difference of kinetic energy. That will be the loss of kinetic energy. Okay, students. So this is the information. Yeah, these are the informations which are available in the numerical. So first of all, I will write its question and then I will give its appropriate solution. Okay, this is the question number 2. Now there is a bullet. There is a bullet which has mass 0.025 kg. Okay, and with velocity 6 meter per second, that is moving. Yeah, that is moving towards the sandbag. That is moving towards the fielded sandbags. Sandbag. After collision, sandbag and bullet. After the collision, sandbag and the bullet moving with a constant velocity. With a same velocity. Now we have to calculate the loss of kinetic energy in this diagram. Calculate loss of kinetic energy. Loss of kinetic energy loss of kinetic energy which are shown in the diagram. Here, which kinetic energy of the diagram of the diagram. Informations which are available in the written in the sentence, because here there are three objects. One is the bullet, second is the sand, and third is the bag, sandbag. Means sandbag already filled with sand. So the mass of sand and bag, sand plus bag, is 4.075 kg. Now here mass of the bullet is only 0.025 kg, but this bullet is moving with a speed 6 meters per second. So after moving, after some time, it is colliding with a sandbag, but after some time it is inserting inside the sandbag and it stops, and the sandbag with bullet moving with a same velocity. So in this case, according to law of conservation of linear momentum, I will say momentum of the object before the collision and momentum of the object after the collision, both will be equal. It means that there is no change in loss of energy. But here I am going to say, because due to the initial velocity, object will have another kinetic energy, but after movement its energy will be another. So I will take the change in energy, means kinetic energy, that will be the loss of kinetic energy. Okay students, so I hope that you are understanding diagram, also its information which are written properly. Okay, if you have any doubt, so you can also write in the comment section and then you send, and then I will read your comment positively and then I will give the appropriate solution. Okay, now all these informations I will also explain in Hindi, so students who are reading in Hindi medium, those students can also understand this question, and after understanding, student can solve properly. Okay, now its solution I will also give properly. Okay, now इस क्वेश्चन में कहा गया है कि एक बुलेट है, बुलेट मीन्स एक गोली है, और एक सैंड है, और उस सैंड, एक सैंड बैग है और उस सैंड बैग में सैंड भरा हुआ है। उसको एक ड्रिल पिन से, रिजिड पिन से जो होता है उसको क्या किया गया, एक सरफेस से उसको थ्रेड के थ्रू से जो उसको हैंग कर दिया गया है। अब इस बुलेट का वेलोसिटी जो होता है 6 मीटर पर सेकेंड के वेग से जो होता है, इस बुलेट का वेट जो होता है 0.25 केजी का है। इस वेग से जो होता है मूव कर रहा है, मूव करने के साथ साथ कुछ समय के बाद जो होता है ये बुलेट जो होता है सैंड बैग, जिसमें सैंड भरा हुआ है जिस सैंड बैग में, उसके साथ कोलिजन करता है। कोलिजन का हिंदी होता है टक्कर, टक्कर करता है। उसके बाद से कुछ पोर्शन जो होता है उस सैंडबैग के अंदर जो होता है इंसर्ट हो जाता है, और उसके बाद से ये बुलेट जो होता है स्टॉप हो जाता है, रुक जाता है। और रुकने के दौरान जो होता है ये सैंडबैग इस बुलेट के साथ फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन में एक वेलोसिटी दैट इज सेम वेलोसिटी से मूव करता है। तो लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ लीनियर मोमेंटम कहता है कि संवेग संरक्षण के नियम से पता चलता है कि अगर वस्तु का अगर कोलिजन के पहले का मोमेंटम अगर हम संवेग कैलकुलेट करते हैं और कोलिजन के बाद अगर वस्तुओं का संवेग कैलकुलेट करते हैं, तो लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन के अनुसार जो होता है दोनों मोमेंटम क्या होता है, इक्वल होता है। इक्वल करने के बाद से वहां से हम वेलोसिटी फाइंड आउट करेंगे और उस वेलोसिटी पर जो होता है काइनेटिक एनर्जी निकालेंगे। काइनेटिक एनर्जी निकालेंगे फाइनल जो मोमेंटम, जो ऑब्जेक्ट से हमें जो ऑब्जेक्ट जो होता है इंसर्ट हुआ है और दोनों ऑब्जेक्ट मिलकर मूवमेंट किया है, तो वहां से वेलोसिटी मिल जाएगा। वेलोसिटी जब मिल जाएगा तो हम वहां पर काइनेटिक एनर्जी निकालेंगे। दोनों काइनेटिक एनर्जी का जो अंतर होगा, डिफरेंस होगा, दैट विल बी द लॉस ऑफ काइनेटिक एनर्जी, उतना ही एनर्जी का जो होता है लॉस होगा, उस लॉस को हमें कैलकुलेट करना है। ओके स्टूडेंट, आई होप दैट, मैं समझता हूँ कि आप इस क्वेश्चन को प्रॉपरली समझ गए होंगे, इसलिए इस वीडियो को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लाइक करें, शेयर करें, सब्सक्राइब करें अपने कलीग्स के साथ, फ्रेंड्स के साथ और विद्यार्थियों के साथ, ताकि उनका भी नॉलेज जो होता है अपडेट और डेवलप हो सके। क्योंकि एप्लीकेशन ऑफ एनर्जी को कैसे हम कैलकुलेट करते हैं, क्योंकि यहाँ पर जो होता है कोलिजन के पहले जो होता है हम मोमेंटम कैलकुलेट करेंगे, कोलिजन के बाद मोमेंटम कैलकुलेट करेंगे, सिंपलीफाई करेंगे तो वेलोसिटी मिल जाएगा। उसके बाद से पहले ऑब्जेक्ट का हम काइनेटिक एनर्जी निकालेंगे, कोलिजन के बाद जो ऑब्जेक्ट मिलेगा उसका भी काइनेटिक एनर्जी निकालेंगे। दोनों काइनेटिक एनर्जी का जो डिफरेंस होगा, अंतर होगा, उसी को हम लॉस ऑफ काइनेटिक एनर्जी कहेंगे। मीन्स काइनेटिक एनर्जी मीन्स गतिज ऊर्जा में क्षति होगा, कमी होगा। ओके, उस कमी को फाइंड आउट करेंगे। ओके स्टूडेंट्स, सो पॉजिटिवली आई एम गोइंग टू इरेज the written information and then I will give its appropriate solution. So you concentrate here, I am going to solve its solution properly. Now here I am going to write solution. First of all, in first step I have to write here solution, and in the solution I will write here given that. So this is the information. So all informations are written in the diagram, so there is no need to write here, and directly I will find its momentum. So momentum I will calculate, that is P, which is equal to, before the collision I will write m1 into u1. Okay, now here I will say the momentum of this object. So here m is given here 0.025 and its velocity is given here 6 meter per second. So after multiply I can write like this, 530 carry 3 12 3 15 15. Okay, so I will put decimal. So this is the momentum, that its unit will be kg meter per second. So this is the momentum of this bullet. Similarly I will calculate momentum of after collision. So that momentum I am going to calculate here, m2 p2 is equal to, I will take momentum of, I will calculate here momentum of this object, that is mass of bullet, that is its value is, mass is given here 0.25 and its velocity is already available v, and plus the mass of the sandbag with sand is 4.075 and its velocity is v, because with same velocity both object will move forward direction. Okay, so here in both term I will say velocity is common, so I will take v common, and in the bracket I will write 0.25 and plus 4.075. Okay, so I will take a sum, so I can take a sum. So here I am going to simplify 0.025 4.075. So 5 5 10, 7 2 9 plus 1 10, 0 carry will be 1, here will be 4. It means that 4.1. So here I will say momentum p2 is 4.1 into v. Okay, so according to law of conservation of linear momentum I will write, according to law of conservation of linear momentum, ACORDING, according to law of conservation, conservation of linear momentum, linear momentum. linear momentum. Okay, law of conservation of linear momentum. I will say P1 is equal to P2. Here I will write P1 is equal to P2. So I will substitute the value of P1 here. So value of P1 is given here 0.150 and which is equal inside 4.075. Okay. So this is the into V. V is also available. So I have got P2 is equal to 4.1. So 4.1 into V. So this V I can calculate. I can calculate V is equal to 0.150 divided by 4.1. This is the value of I have got after the collision. So with this velocity, both objects will move forward direction. Okay, students. So I hope that according to law of conservation of linear momentum, you can calculate the velocity, common velocity. With that common velocity, both objects will move forward. Okay, so this information I have got according to law of conservation, because momentum before the collision and momentum after the collision I have calculated, and I have used that concept, that is momentum before the collision, momentum after the collision. So I have substituted the value of P1 and P2, and then I have simplified. After simplified, I have got the value that is 0.150 divided by 4.1 meter per second. Okay, now we have to calculate loss of kinetic energy. So for calculating the loss of kinetic energy, I will calculate the kinetic energy of the bullet, and then I will calculate the kinetic energy after the collision. Both objects are moving with a common speed, common velocity. So I will take difference of both kinetic energy, and that will be the loss of kinetic energy. Okay, students, so I hope that all students are knowing this concept clearly. Okay, if you have any doubt, so you write your doubt point in the comment section, and then you send, and after sending I will give its appropriate solution positively. Okay, now all these informations I will also explain in Hindi, so students who are reading in Hindi medium or in UP board, those students can understand its concept clearly इन डिटेल. ओके, नाउ इसमें कहा गया है कि दो ऑब्जेक्ट है. एक ऑब्जेक्ट जो होता है यहाँ पर बुलेट है, और दूसरा ऑब्जेक्ट जो होता है सैंड बैग है, और उसमें जो होता है सैंड भरा हुआ है. लेकिन ये जो बुलेट है, इसका मूवमेंट जो होता है 6 मीटर पर सेकेंड के वेग से जो होता है टुवर्ड्स द सैंड बैग हो रहा है. किसी टाइम ऑफ इंस्टेंट पर दोनों पार्टिकल दिया, दोनों ऑब्जेक्ट जो होता है, दोनों बस जो होता है कोलिजन करेगा. कोलिजन के हिंदी होता है टक्कर करेगा. उसके बाद से जो होता है कि ड्यू टू वेलोसिटी जो होता है, ये बुलेट जो होता है उसके इनसाइड में इंसर्ट हो जाएगा और इंसर्ट होने के बाद से बैग और बुलेट दोनों जो होता है एक कॉमन वेलोसिटी से फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन में मूव करेगा. तो इस केस में उस वेलोसिटी को कैलकुलेट करने के लिए हम लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ लीनियर मोमेंटम को कैलकुलेट करेंगे. उसके बाद से इनिशियल मोमेंटम को निकालेंगे और फाइनल मोमेंटम को कैलकुलेट करेंगे. लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ हम इनिशियल मोमेंटम और फाइनल मोमेंटम को इक्वल करेंगे, सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे, हमें वो कॉमन वेलोसिटी मिल जाएगा. ओके, नाउ वी हैव द लॉस ऑफ काइनेटिक एनर्जी. तो हमें पहले ऑब्जेक्ट काइनेटिक एनर्जी कैलकुलेट करेंगे और लास्ट ऑब्जेक्ट का भी काइनेटिक एनर्जी कैलकुलेट करेंगे. कैलकुलेट करने के बाद से दोनों काइनेटिक एनर्जी का जो अंतर लेंगे, डिफरेंस लेंगे, दैट विल बी द आंसर ऑफ माय क्वेश्चन, दैट इज द लॉस ऑफ kinetic energy. Okay, student, I hope that you are knowing very well. So I am going to erase this solution, and then I will calculate the kinetic energy of the object. Okay, so further I am going to erase above data, and after erasing I will find the kinetic energy of bullet. Here I will write kinetic energy of the bullet before the collision. Before the collision, kinetic energy of the object. Kinetic energy of the object, that will be 1/2. I will write mass. mass is given here 0.025 into its velocity is also given here 6 meter per second square. Okay, I will say this is the one equation. This is the one equation properly I will write. Similarly, I will write uh, after collision kinetic energy. After collision kinetic energy, so total mass I have calculated here 4.1 and velocity I have already calculated here. Now further I will simplify, and after simplify I will get its value like this. So I will multiply here 10 by I will multiply here 10 and divide with here 10. So there is no change in my solution. So here I can write 4.1 into 10 divided by 10. So there is no change in my solution. So here with this 10, this decimal point will move along this direction, and this will also move along this direction. Okay, so after solving I can write here v which is equal to 1.5 divided by 41 meter per second. Okay student, so this velocity I have to use positively in the numerical for getting its value. Okay, so further I will write its value positively. Okay, now I am making a rectangle diagram. Okay, so here I will write information after collision kinetic energy. After collision kinetic energy will be kinetic energy 1/2. Here I will say that is the mass m2, that is the total mass I will take here, mass of bullet plus mass of sandbag, that is m2, into here I have got the value of v, that is v square. Okay, so I will say this is the equation number 2. So further I will substitute its value. Now the value of v I am going to save, because we have to use that v in the numerical. So here 1.5 divided by 41 meter per second, this value I will use in the numerical, because that value I have saved there. Later according to requirement I will use in the numerical. So here I will say 1/2. So mass of the bullet and mass of the sandbag with sand I have calculated. So I have got here 4.1 kg. So I will put here 4.1 kg into the value of v. I have saved here 1.5 divided by 41 whole square. So I will say this is the equation number 2 dash, because equation number 2 I have modified. After modifying I have written the equation number 2 is equation number 2 dash. Okay, so one kinetic energy I have calculated here. This is the kinetic energy after the collision. So the difference between is the kinetic energy, the value of kinetic, and that is the loss of kinetic energy in the given question. Okay student, so positively I have to calculate here change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy which is equal to, I will take its change, kinetic energy of kinetic energy of first object, and then kinetic energy after collision, kinetic energy before collision, and kinetic energy after collision. So I will substitute its value, and after substituting I will get its value, that is 1.2 into 0.025 025 into 6 whole square minus, again I will write here 1 by 2. The value of mass is 4.1, that is given in the question. Now velocity I have calculated here 1.5 divided by 41 whole square. So here properly I would write 1.5 divided by 41 whole square. So after simplifying I will get a value, and that value will be the loss of energy, and that is the final answer of my question. Okay student, so I hope that you are understanding the solution of this question and also solution properly. Okay, so if you are understanding each and every informations in detail, so you like this live video and also you share this live video with your colleagues, friends and students, so that they can also update their knowledge on this topic. Okay, now if you have any doubt, yeah, any query or any issue related to this topic, so you type write your information in the comment section positively, and then you send. After sending I will read properly, and then I will evaluate your requirement, and then I will give the appropriate solution. Okay, so you have to follow it positively. Now, so all the informations I will also translate into in Hindi, so students who are reading in UP board या हिंदी मीडियम, those students can understand this concept in detail. Okay, so इसमें कहा गया था कि इस में तीन ऑब्जेक्ट है, एक ऑब्जेक्ट बुलेट है, दूसरा ऑब्जेक्ट सैंड बैग है, और तीसरा ऑब्जेक्ट जो होता है सैंड है। सैंड और सैंड बैग दोनों का मास जो था 4.075 केजी दिया गया है। ओके, अब कहा गया है कि ये बुलेट जो था 0.2 केजी का है, ये जो था मूव कर रहा है 6 मीटर पर सेकेंड के वेग से जो होता है ये मूव कर रहा है। तो मूव करने के पहले का मोमेंटम हमने कैलकुलेट किया, मूव करने के बाद कभी मोमेंटम कैलकुलेट करेंगे, लेकिन इसमें कंडीशन यह है कि ये बुलेट जो होता है इस सैंड बैग में इंसर्ट होता है, इंसर्ट होने के बाद से ये रेस्ट में आ जाता है। उसके बाद से ये टोटल ऑब्जेक्ट जो होता है ये मूव करता है। इसमें ऑब्जेक्ट तीन हो गया, एक बुलेट हो गया, सैंड हो गया, सैंड बैग हो गया। ये तीनों ऑब्जेक्ट जो होता है एक कॉमन वेलोसिटी से मूव कर रहा है। तो अकॉर्डिंग टू लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ लीनियर मोमेंटम हम कहेंगे कि उस ऑब्जेक्ट का जो होता है मोमेंटम बिफोर द कोलिजन और उस ऑब्जेक्ट का मोमेंटम, उन सभी ऑब्जेक्ट का मोमेंटम आफ्टर द कोलिजन, लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ लीनियर मोमेंटम से यह दोनों क्या होता है, इक्वल होता है। तो उस कंडीशन में हम उस कॉमन वेलोसिटी को कैलकुलेट कर लेंगे। कॉमन वेलोसिटी कैलकुलेट करने के बाद से जो ऑब्जेक्ट वाला है उसका हम काइनेटिक एनर्जी कैलकुलेट करेंगे, और जो ऑब्जेक्ट जो था मूव कर रहा है तीनों ऑब्जेक्ट एक साथ, उसका भी काइनेटिक एनर्जी कैलकुलेट करेंगे। काइनेटिक एनर्जी कैलकुलेट करने के बाद से उसमें जो डिफरेंस लेंगे वो काइनेटिक एनर्जी में क्या होगा, लॉस होगा। लॉस होगा मीन्स कमी या क्षय होगा। तो उस कमी या क्षय को कैलकुलेट करेंगे। तो उसको कैलकुलेट करने के लिए हम कोलिजन से पहले जितने ऑब्जेक्ट है उनका काइनेटिक एनर्जी निकालेंगे, कोलिजन के बाद जितने भी ऑब्जेक्ट है उसका भी काइनेटिक एनर्जी हमने कैलकुलेट किया। एक को इक्वेशन 1 बनाया, दूसरे की इक्वेशन 2। अब दो एनर्जी का जो अंतर होगा वो भी एक एनर्जी होगा, वो भी एक काइनेटिक एनर्जी होगा। उतना काइनेटिक एनर्जी जो होता है उस ओरिजिनल काइनेटिक एनर्जी में क्या होगा, कमी आया। तो उसको जो होता है इस तरीके से हम लिखा है। अब इसको सिंप्लीफाई करने के लिए बहुत सिंपल है कि 1/2 कॉमन हो जाएगा, और यहाँ पे a स्क्वायर माइनस बी स्क्वायर के फार्मूले को यूज करके तोड़ देंगे। हम जानते हैं a स्क्वायर माइनस बी स्क्वायर के फार्मूला ईच एंड एवरी स्टूडेंट्स आर नोइंग इजीली। a स्क्वायर माइनस बी स्क्वायर विच इज इक्वल टू, एक ब्रैकेट में a माइनस बी और दूसरे ब्रैकेट में हम a प्लस बी लिखते हैं। यहाँ पर मल्टीप्लीकेशन होता है। तो a स्क्वायर माइनस बी स्क्वायर के फार्मूलों को यूज करके सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे तो हमारा रिजल्ट जो होता है इजीली ऑब्टेन हो जाएगा। ओके स्टूडेंट, सो इस क्वेश्चन में आपको जो भी पॉइंट पर डाउट है उस पॉइंट पर क्वेरी आप लिख के भेजेंगे, उसको आप पॉजिटिवली ऑब्जर्व करेंगे और रिप्लाई करेंगे उसके अप्रोप्रिएट सॉल्यूशन को। और जो स्टूडेंट्स इसको प्रॉपरली क्लियरली अंडरस्टैंड करें, समझ रहे हैं, तो वो इस वीडियो को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लाइक करें, शेयर करें और सब्सक्राइब करें अपने कलीग के साथ, और शेयर अपने कलीग के साथ और फ्रेंड्स के साथ और विद स्टूडेंट जटिल विद्यार्थियों के साथ, ताकि उनका भी नॉलेज इस पॉइंट पर अपडेट और डेवलप हो सके। और इस वीडियो को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर करें। Okay, students. So I hope that each and every students are knowing all the informations clearly. Okay. So thank you for watching this live video. I will meet you with you on the same time tomorrow. That is 30 minutes past to 7 o'clock to 30 minutes past to 8 o'clock. If question या concept will take time slot more, so I will give the time slot, because after completing the solution या question, and then I will terminate the communication with you. Okay, students. So thank you for watching, and you have to take each and every information positively. Therefore, you will enhance in your future positively. Okay. Thank you for watching this live video. Jai Hind.